Well, there she is, Mother. Just sit back now and nary lift a hand. Just open and shut the gate.
10 years, Ben.
But it was worth it. Every minute you can see it was worth it. You boys going through, you got quite an honor in store. Seeing as how you're the first ones to go through this toll road.
We've been watching you work, old man. That's a pretty cheap price you're charging, considering the fact this canyon road saves 100 miles of traveling through the desert.
Not looking to make off anybody. Just enough to see me and the woman through the years. I don't stand none on ceremony, so here we go.
Thought maybe we could do some business. Take the road off your hands.
Man don't sell a lifetime of work. Wouldn't take no money for the road.
Don't take money. Maybe you'll take 6 of these.
That toll road was the Dawsons' whole life, Marshal. Finding them gone and somebody else owning it was like being let down by somebody you counted on. I don't understand it, them disappearing just like that.
Ever say anything to your pa about selling out?
No, sir. The last time I was up there, I told Ellen Dawson that Pa had finally made up his mind to head west. Both she and her folks knew that Pa wanted to be the first one through that road when it was finished.
Davy, they owned the property. They had a right to sell if they wanted to.
I tell you, they had no intention of selling out. If they had, I would have known about it.
Now, these men who say they own the property now, you ever seen them before? Do you know anything at all about them?
I figured when the road was finished and Pa and us boys went through, Ellen would be going with us. As my wife.
Davy, women change their minds.
Not Ellen. Those men won't tell us a thing about the Dawsons or where they went. I don't even know where to start looking for Ellen. Marshal, you gotta help me find her.
I've known the Dawsons a long time. Almost as long as it took Ben Dawson to build that road. I'm as anxious as you are to find out what happened. Of course, I can't promise to find out whether Ellen still wants to marry you or not. That's something you have to do for yourself. Come on, Davy.
Oh, now don't go making those nice folks mad by wasting that water.
You better not try doing that when that wagon runs out of drinking water. Hey, Dave's here, Pa. Marshall's with him. Sure enough, made bail in time. Didn't expect you back for 2 more days.
Marshal Buckhart's doing, Lester. Took me 3 days to get to Santa Fe, only 2 getting back.
You were right. The kid brought back a lawman from Santa Fe. The Apache, Buckhart.
Let's wait inside.
Sure appreciate you getting there, Marshal. What about tomorrow? We're going to be in a bad way for water.
The cattle seem to be in a bad way now, Mr. Coleman.
Been without water about a week. Too late to turn back now. We'd lose them all.
And there's no access to that water over there except through their land.
With a wagon and 40 head to go through, they're asking $400. Real obliging like, they're willing to take 16 head in payment.
Davy already told me how you happened to pick the toll road, Mr. Coleman.
Oh? Well, Davy and Dawson's daughter have been mighty sweet on each other for quite a while. We were kind of looking forward to being Dawson's first customers.
Well, I haven't seen the Dawsons in 2 years. But I'd say selling out the toll road was the last thing in Ben Dawson's mind.
He's coming in now.
Get over the stove. Be getting us some coffee. Go on. You answer that, Marshal, exactly like we told you. Don't be doing any thinking on your own.
They lock up people who think funny things like you.
It's open. Hello, Marshal.
Hey,
What you coming off the ridge, I must admit. Mighty glad to see a marshal around here, straighten some things out.
what's the matter, Marshal? You look like you come off a 3-month trail drive.
I hope you can fix it with those people out front. We're not looking for trouble, but they're certainly asking for it.
Where are Ben Dawson and his wife?
The way I figure it, they're somewhere east of the Mississippi by now.
Ellen, where are your mother and father?
Marshal, I guess you don't hear so good. I thought Apaches heard better than regular human beings.
Where are your folks, Ellen?
Tell the man, honey, how they went east.
They went east.
If your folks went east, why did you stay behind?
Oh, now, gal stays with her husband, Marshal. She sure don't go tracking off after her ma and pa when she's got a man to sweet-talk her ear.
Ellen, did you marry this man?
I'd look the man in the eye, honey, and tell him why you stayed behind instead of going with your ma and pa.
To stay with my husband.
Traveling preacher. Maybe you've seen him wandering around by the name of Simpson. Honey, go fetch that little old piece of paper that Preacher Simpson left behind. Ease the marshal's mind.
I got this piece of paper here. It's a bill of sale for the road. That's Dawson's mark, and it's his daughter's witnessing signature right there.
$1,000.
Yeah, jumped at it fast. Hankering for some of that eastern town life.
10 years' work.
Guess it's your Indian blood, eh, Marshal? Makes you suspicious over straight facts.
I have an instinct for anything rotten.
Legal and binding. She's got me tied up tighter than a calf at Brandon time. I got no complaints so far. She sure is a good cook.
Hey, Marshal, why don't we go out and take care of that ruckus out front? Talk some sense into the Coleman, hmm?
Helen, I noticed your father's horses when I came in. Why did he leave them behind? What transportation did he use when he went east?
They joined up with a wagon coming through.
I didn't ask you.
I told you.
The Comans have been out front for a week. They didn't mention seeing the girl.
She's been kind of busy setting up a house. And I think you've worn out your welcome, Marshal.
Yeah, I can only take so much Apache around me myself. This place is beginning to smell. What did I tell you about staring at that corral? Maybe you need some more educating. Who's your sweet-talking boy?
You.
Marshal! Marshal, you look at it my way. Once I let these people through cheap, I'm going to have this whole road blocked with lots more people wanting the same.
Are you going to sit here by a good supply of water and watch that cattle die?
We got this road up for sale. There's a cattlemen's association right now considering whether they're going to buy the road or pay the toll. We want them to buy the road.
That doesn't answer my question.
I don't owe the Colemans nothing. Oh, they can send all that cattle in, let them drink their fill. Give them back 3 for every 5 they send in. 2 I'll keep for the price of water.
Why not keep the 5?
That wouldn't be neighborly, Marshal.
Benson, I don't understand why the Dawsons sold out to you, or why a once lively and carefree girl is married to scum like your partner. But you won't see me right away until I do.
We own this road. Legal, Marshal, legal. And that girl's married to Healy, legal. And she's a witness to our buying the road. And there's not a thing you can do about it. And, Marshal, you tell those Colemans that everything on this side of the fence is private property. And the first man that opens that gate, I'm going to shoot. And I'll stand up in any court, and they're going to tell me I had the right to shoot.
Sounds like he's got plenty of law on his side, Marshal.
Well, they have a bill of sale for the road, which means they can use the property as they see fit.
Get that girl out there for some water. Let her go to the well.
What happens when the Coleman kid sees her? He asked about her the first time he came here.
Already know she's here. If there's going to be a showdown, I want it now while that Marshal's here to watch.
Wouldn't be too hard busting down that gate, Marshal. We'd have 3 guns against that, too.
No, Davy. You touch that gate, and they could shoot you down. All I could do is stand by and watch.
Ellen. Hey, Pa, that's Ellen. Hey, Ellen!
Davy, don't disturb her.
Ellen! What are they doing with Ellen?
Davy.
Get that water like you're supposed to, honey.
Hey, what are you doing with her?
Davy.
You talking about my wife, Sonny?
Why?
I don't blame you for getting riled. She's a real nice, clean-smelling gal.
No, it's not true.
If you don't believe me, you can ask the marshal. Get back inside.
Ellen, wait! Davy, wait! Wait! Davy! No! Davy! No! Davy! Don't go in!
Marshal, I'm calling on you as an official witness.
Davy! Davy!
I see what you mean about a showdown. Now there's a real helping marshal.
Is this your kind of law, Marshal? Shooting down a boy?
I'm sorry, Mr. Coleman. I had no choice.
Kind of quick thinking, Marshal. Kind of good to have you around, too.
Yeah, I think I'll write a nice letter to his boss. Make it real flowery. Tell him what a good job he does.
I'd be obliged, Marshal, if you'd do me and my boys a favor. Go back to Santa Fe. That way, we'd have one less gun to face when we go through here. I don't think I'm asking too much for you to take this kind of law elsewhere. Not too much weight on that leg, son. I don't want you down with a fever.
Oh, it's not bothering me none.
Mr. Coleman, a gunfight here is not the answer.
Let me tell you something, Marshal, if you still feel you can call yourself that. I've never amounted to much. Most of my life raising this small herd. Me and my wife, God rest her soul. But a man built for his sons. Not much, maybe, but he does what he can. Most of my life's behind me now, and there's not much for me to lose at this point. So I'm going all out, mind you. All out to see that my boys get every last head to where we're settling.
I can't get over it. Shot him, a federal marshal. Knocked his legs right out from under.
Yeah, feels kind of good having the law on our side for a change.
Yeah. Get it and get right back in here. She's like a parrot now. Only thing is, the parrot ain't so cuddly.
Mr. Coleman, I need time to find out what's behind these men taking over here. Time, Mr. Coleman, not guns.
Me and my boys are men. We've been raised that way. So we're moving in with these guns.
Give me 1 hour. 1 hour won't make any difference to you. It may to me. That's all I'm asking. Ellen, let me do that for you. Ellen, you do remember me, don't you? Sam Buckhart? You used to call me Marshal Sam. Ellen, what about Davy? You must remember him. What about those horses, Ellen? They seem to remind you of something. What is it?
Thought you came out to get water.
I was talking to her.
You mean you were talking to my wife, Apache? And I don't like it.
Ellen, do you want to stay here with these men?
Marshal taking sides just ain't wearing a badge no longer.
I think she should answer the question. Go ahead, honey. Answer the man. Tell him where you'd rather be. With him? Or here, with your loving man?
Here with you.
Now go back inside and finish your cleaning.
You start heading for the gate. On, don't come back. The way I see it, even a private citizen can protect himself from a federal marshal.
Well, looks like I let my own personal feelings stand in the way. Anytime a law officer does that, he's bound to cause himself trouble.
You're getting smarter every minute, Deputy.
Now that I'm seeing things the way a marshal should, I'm forced to admit you had the law on your side all the way.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, but you ain't been listening.
I have no choice but to listen now. I guess the only business I have left is to make out a copy of your bill of sale and to file it.
Took you long enough to come around.
Well, a man starts talking reasonable, I guess I can be reasonable, too. All right, let's do it inside. What do you make of that, Pa?
I'd say the law is settling for the stronger side. But he said an hour, and we're giving it to him.
Yeah, have a drink, Marshal?
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah. I was forgetting. Liquor don't take kindly to engines. Always the other way around. Ellen, you want to bring the Marshal here some coffee?
$1,000.
And hard coin.
That's $100 for each year's work. $2 a week.
Real hankering to get out of the territory. See some town life.
Did his job good. No complaints on what we bought.
10 years' work. A lifetime of labor. When your father started the road, Ellen, you were only 8 years old. You still had pigtails then. I remember the first time I saw her, she was riding on her father's wheelbarrow.
You about finished there?
She fell off that wheelbarrow, hurt her knee. I put a bandage on it. Remember that day, Ellen? I carried you in here, this very room.
Look, Marshal, if you got it all down, I got some work I gotta do.
It was quite a help to her father. It wasn't all riding the wheelbarrow. She used to fell trees and strip them. I once rode in and saw her riding bareback, dragging logs behind her. In fact, the very logs you dragged in that day went into the building of that corral. Remember? I dug the post holes for you, Ellen. Then we shaped the posts and set them. We worked all day on the corral. Ellen, remember your mother brought out lemonade?
She takes her spell now and then. Come on now, honey. Get back in your room and stop carrying on.
Ellen, what is it? What about the horses?
They shouldn't be there. You must have walked on the graves!
Shut your mouth, you hear?
Hold it! Get outside, Ellen.
Now, Marshal, you're putting words in that girl's mouth. She doesn't understand the meaning of what you said.
She knew exactly what you said. Now get outside, both of you.
Davy! Davy! Leave him alone, Davy! Davy!
Marshal, it wasn't only the death of her mother and father that scared her. Her back's been beat raw.
I know it, Davy. The law will take care of him.
Ellen and I have been talking it over, Marshal. Letting the fences come down. Anybody being welcome to use the road.
Why not call it Dawson's Pass, in honor of her father's memory? You take good care of her, Davy.
I'll sure do that.
Goodbye, Marshal Sam.
Yeah.